Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Best Man speech. I hope you're all enjoying this special day with Matthew and Louisa. Judging by the amount of alcohol you're consuming, it certainly looks like you are anyway. As I'm sure you're aware, it's been a very emotional day for everyone, and as you've now all seen, even the cake's in tears. So, oh, come on, you've got to stay. Yeah, thanks, Ali, much appreciated. Before we go into the all-out tactical assault of the groom, which I'm sure is what you're waiting for, I'd just like to say how fantastic the bridesmaids look today, and obviously what a wonderful job they've done as well. So thank you very much, ladies. To the ushers, well, thanks for at least turning up, lads. You've been, yeah. No, I'm kidding. You've been great, lads. You've been great. Of course, the bride, Louisa, you look absolutely amazing. You really do. As I say, for better or worse, well, Woody couldn't have done any better, and you certainly couldn't have done any worse. But yeah, it was your choice. We didn't force him upon you. He did that all by himself. So, Woody, I'm not going to leave you out, mate. I think speak for everyone here and say you do look incredibly sexy in that suit today, mate, as well. So you've put us all to shame and done yourself proud. There is one quick toast I'd like to make just before we begin, and that's to all the friends and family for whatever reason can't be with us today. So if you'd like to raise a glass to absent friends and family. Right, now on to the good stuff. Matthew Smallwood, where it all began. Now, I must be honest with you, when Woody first asked me to be best man, I was quite worried about what I was going to say here today. I mean, he's led a fairly sheltered life, bless him. But after delving through a few old photographs and other incriminating evidence, I realised we could be here for quite some time. Anyway, Matthew Smallwood. I like that one. Right. So if some of you, you've already gathered, my name's Ian, I'm the best man. I met Woody on our first day of secondary school, and little did I know back then that this timid little pale boy with far too much hair and webbed feet would actually end up being my best mate, and also put me through the palaver of writing this best man speech, but never mind. See what I did with that photograph, mate? We've been through a lot together as mates. He's been there for me when things haven't been that great, and likewise I'd like to think I've done the same for him, but more importantly than anything else, we've had some great laughs together. And I think it's fair to say that we've done things for each other that only best mates would do. And I'm sure he won't mind me saying that there's even been occasions when I've had to wipe his tears away. But that's what mates are for anyway. So back in year 7, I used to call him Matt. But as with the rest of the lads, that soon turned to Woody. Not to be confused with his pecker. Or even this guy from Toy Story. I haven't photoshopped that one. As you can see, there are some very similar characteristics. Not only that, he also likes to dress up as a cowboy on Saturday nights, but we're not going to go into that too much. You also need to take note for the hands on the hips. That'll all become clear later on as well. So. But no, it was simply because his surname's Smallwood, and this is him with his small estate just west of Redditch that I'm sure Louisa knows nothing about, but don't forget, Louisa, you're now legally entitled to half, so congratulations. Now, on to a very delicate subject. Women and Woody. Now, Woody did make it explicit to me that under no circumstances was I to mention any of his exes, and to be honest with you, it's actually not that difficult because there's not many. But I'm going to stay true to my word. I'm not going to go into it too much, but I'm just going to show you this one photograph of him with his very first girlfriend that does sum them all before he met Louisa. You can imagine what the wedding photographs have been like if you stay with her, mate, can't you? Never mind. So where do you meet the love of your life? Well, it has to be working at one of the country's finest stores in office furniture and business supplies, Office World. Now, admittedly, they have gone bust now, and that's nothing to do with any of us that work there. Certainly not those of us here today, eh, lads? But a special mention must go out to this store, as this has to be the very first Office World wedding. And I think if you remember rightly, Woody, I got you the job, so I think you've got a lot to thank me for. Well, apparently Louisa's mum needed to question me about a few things later on as well. So. Anyway, I'd love to tell you a romantic story about a couple whose eyes met across a crowded furniture section, more specifically an RW1 workstation in Cherry, but I would be lying. I think it's fair to say that Woody didn't make that all-important first impression when he asked Louisa out, but as you can see from the expression on her face, it sort of summed it up, really. I don't think it was the answer he was looking for, anyway. I won't stay on that for too long, Louisa, don't worry. But luckily for Woody, Louisa did take pity on him, and after I slipped her a few quid as well, it was here they began their wonderful relationship together, and the rest, as I say, is history, ladies and gentlemen. So, Woody the poser, this is where the hands on the hips comes into play a bit. Now, for a while, I was a little worried about him, and even Rod admitted to me recently that there was some concern over the fact that he was quite shy and reserved, and really didn't seem that interested in girls whatsoever. And as you can see from these following photographs, he actually does look camper than Dale Winton. Young age, but you still knew what you were doing, didn't you? Rod looking quite handsome there as well. I like that pose. And here he is again with his hands on his hips. Little bit older this time, but you adopted that pose, didn't you, mate? I think it's quite good. Now, you remember that one? You remember that one on your stairs? Yeah. And if things couldn't get any worse, here he is sexually harassing our old supervisor, Dougie. But in the end, our fears would be put to rest as we quite quickly realised he's just quite simply a poser. Here he is in Universal Studios in Florida, sporting a cracking pair of legs and a lovely hat. And he also does have a special pink shirt he likes to be seen in quite a bit as well. Lipstick as well. Yeah, something. Yeah. Woody's other loves. Material things, of course. Now, Woody, other than Louisa, there are a couple of things Woody holds dear to his heart, and the first has to be cars. He was quite lucky with his first car, bless him. Wendy and Rod, they scrimped and saved to give him the car of his dreams. Ferrari, nice. As you can see, it's a special left-hand drive import. I don't know who this gorgeous hunk is on the right-hand side, but here he is posing again in front of his beloved Vauxhall Astra, which the DVLA still insist he abandoned on Mablethorpe Beach, but innocent until proven guilty, mate, innocent until proven guilty. And more recently, saying goodbye to his Jeep, which is since replaced with something that's far more reliable and a lot cheaper to run, a bus pass. So, the other love in Woody's life has always been music. He's had some varied tastes since I've known him, but the vast majority has sort of been guitar and music, rock and metal type of thing. And it's been known on the odd occasion for him to try and recreate the lifestyles of some of his idols. He's attempting to throw a TV from a multi-storey car park. I did actually try and tell him it was supposed to be a hotel room, but he said it was the best he could do at such short notice. And here he is dressed up as Slash from Guns N' Roses, doing a bit of hardcore drinking at, I think it's a Mr. Cook party, yes. And in true Woody style, that's actually not Jack Daniels in that bottle, it's actually 40 pence worth of blackcurrant cordial, but not that he's tight or anything, but his tastes have been varied since I've known him, and he's always liked to get his groove on when it comes to the dance floor. Young age, mate, but good. Now, unfortunately, there aren't any more photographs of Woody dancing. So what have it? We do have a bit of a video. Get ready. Watch out for the jump, there's a jump. Hey! Yeah. Woody's going to be available for demonstrations later on the dance floor, so as long as it's after the first dance, that'll be fine. If you'd like to make a queue, he's also going to try and get a bit of money back as well for today, so it's £5 a shot as well. So, on to the stag do. Now, as with any stag do, you always have to expect the unexpected, but Louisa did insist under no circumstances were to be any strippers, so I made sure the majority of the group did steer well clear of any DIY stores or decorating centres. But in all seriousness, no, she did tell me to take good care of him, don't let anything happen. Now, unfortunately, we didn't have any cotton wool to wrap him up in, so we just had to find the next best thing. And as luck would have it, it'd be cling film.
Sweaty, mate. I think it's probably a bit loose, isn't it?
Have you still looks like the roll?
Yeah, nearly. Is it getting a bit looser? To be honest, I think it looks stunning. It shows off your physique. Oh, that's good.
Make them
Looking good, man. You're looking hot.
Good observation there, mate. Hey, up the curb. Now, I know Woody and Louisa have shared many special moments together, no more so than today, but I'd like them to share one more with us now. Are you worried? Yeah, don't be, it's alright, it's not that bad. Louisa, if you'd be so kind as to place your hands flat on the table. Yeah, please. Well, that could be another reason, but no, just place your hands flat on the table. Woody, if you'd be so kind as to place your hands just flat on the top of Louisa, gently. She's your new wife, mate, don't forget. Yeah, have you got right now? I'd like to treasure this moment and remember it forever, because certainly you, Woody, because this will be the last time you ever have the upper hand in this relationship, mate. So. Now, I couldn't go without mentioning that Woody's actually one of the founding members of the WNCF. Short for the Weasel Ninjas and the Chutney Ferrets, they're a band destined for great things, but due to the fact they didn't have a decent singer among them, they never really actually got that far. Now, a lot of Woody's influences were taken from another one of his idols, Buckethead, and here he is in his KFC bucket, preparing for the next gig.
Yes, sir. What's up? You ready? You ready?
I like what he said, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? Because now for the best piece of the band's archive footage. A one-off gig somewhere along the A15 in Lincolnshire, a cover of that all-time classic by Sum 41, which until now has not seen the light of day for years. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the world premiere of the Weasel Ninjas and the Chutney Ferrets performing Fat Lip. Car wash stationery, it really was. Looked quite scary there. You really get into it, aren't you? My favourite bit's coming up in a minute when it goes really quiet. There we go. Big finish. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Smallwood. Fantastic, mate. I remembered all them words. I'll never remember. Anyway, on a more serious note, ladies and gentlemen, Woody, over the years, mate, you've been more like a brother to me than a friend. It's been an immense honour being your best man today, and I can't tell you how pleased I am that you've married someone who's as beautiful as Louisa, and I know who's going to make you as happy as what your new wife. To you both, I hope you enjoy every moment you spend together, and for the future, I wish you every happiness. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, could I ask you to stand with me? It gives me great pleasure, not to mention a hell of a lot of relief, to propose a toast to Matthew and Louisa, the new Mr. and Mrs. Smallwood. Thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen, and the bar is now open. Thanks very much. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Please,
Fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bar is open. There's music, dancing shortly, more food later.